Hi everyone, my name is Mike Bryan. I'm happy to have here today Tammy Belcher, who's the admissions director at Beckett House Healthcare and Rehabilitation. Thanks, Tammy, for coming today.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. So, as we talked about, the purpose of this video is to help folks understand what to expect. You know, lots of times it's what I call kind of deer in the headlights. When someone needs care, they don't know what the next steps are, and this is a good way to give folks kind of a preview of what they could see. So, you know, first things first, but let's start out with your address and phone number. What's the best way for folks to get in contact with you?
Beckett House is located at 1280 Friendship Drive in Concord, Ohio. Our phone number is 740-872-0809.
Okay.
And my cell, let me give you this.
Okay.
740-706-0909.
Okay. Very good. And I know that the website too for Certus itself is just certushc.com, but they can go to that and find Beckett House directly as well. Okay. And I think there's a video tour that you can kind of see, you know, what the rooms look like and the layout of the lobby and so forth. You can see that on there as well.
Yes.
So if you could you kind of describe the layout of the building for us?
Yes, Mike. It is our building is shaped like a star. It branches out in four corners. Our rotunda is in the center. It has glass windows at the top, a lot of sunlight, a lot of older people like the sunlight. It's nice. We also have our dining room that branches off the rotunda. It is very nice, redone. The whole building has new floors, so that makes it nice. Our activity department, we have activities daily. Church on every Tuesday, Bible study, and bingo 2 times a week. Other activities, crafts and such. Our activity director is Sarah Clapper.
Mm-hmm.
So, we also have at the end of each hallway, we have 4 hallways, is a sitting area where family members can come and visit with their family.
And I think too that the renovations you mentioned, those are all fairly recent, right?
Yes, they were done last summer.
I think there's new furniture, flooring, painting, carpeting, all that's relatively new. That's great. Now the services that are offered there, I understand it's skilled nursing, short-term rehab, respite stays, long-term care. Is that a good description of what you guys provide? And you know, so the rooms themselves are they all semi-private rooms, or are there private rooms available?
No, we have a mixture of both. We have semi-private and private. Right now we have 11 private rooms, and I believe there's 23 semi-private rooms.
And with the semi-private, if I remember correctly, there's a partial wall.
Yes, dividing down the center of the room.
Right,
yes.
right. I think that's always nicer than, you know, the curtain, you know, that
oh
used
yeah,
to have
the side by side beds. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a lot nicer.
So that's good. All right. So, you know, basically the rooms that are available there, you know, I think we have a pretty good feel for what those look like and how that operates. Now, can folks bring in their own furniture, or is there existing furniture there?
Some rooms have lift chairs and recliner chairs, but if you'd like to bring in furniture for your family member, you're more than welcome to. A lot of people bring in like bigger TVs, you know, for their family members.
Big screen TV,
yeah,
for sure.
Bigger TVs,
yeah,
yes.
That's right.
So.
That sounds like something I would do. Yeah, bring in a big screen TV,
yeah.
for sure. Well, so the therapies that are available there, is it occupational, physical, speech therapy?
Yes.
And so a lot of folks, they would be, well, I guess there's multiple times they could be receiving those services, whether it's just a short-term rehab or even a longer-term stay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if someone wants to, you know, let's say they watched this video, or they've, you know, watched something else online, can they contact you to have a physical tour of the place as well?
Yes, I'd be glad to give anybody a tour. Just call my cell or the facility number.
Okay, great. Now, let's say that someone's done all of that and they finally decided this is the place I want my loved one to go. At that point, you know, I always joke that there's a whole stack of paperwork. I understand they have to do all that, but can they take that with them home to review that, so they have plenty of time to understand it?
Yes, yes, they could.
And then after they've signed everything, they bring that back. you know, what is move-in day like? So I know it's kind of a whirlwind, I suppose, but describe what they could expect there.
Move-in day is usually a day where they meet the nurses. We do a skin assessment, make sure everything is in order. Get their med list, which usually is sent if they come from the hospital ahead of time.
Sure.
And also, pretty well every department head will go in and introduce themselves sometime throughout the day.
Okay.
You know, so they know that we are available. And dietary manager always comes in and makes sure that the foods that they like and dislike. Miranda Reader is her name.
Okay.
She's a really good dietary manager.
And one of the other folks they probably meet would be Lana Kender. She's a social services director as well.
Yeah, Lana is a social service designee. She helps with our discharge planning.
Okay.
She will set up home health if needed. She schedules a after discharge doctor's appointments, primary care physicians.
Okay.
If you need any DME, wheelchairs, walkers, bedside commodes, any of that stuff, she can get that ordered for you and get the doctors to sign the orders and get it all in place for discharge.
Kind of the liaison for all that
Yes,
stuff. Okay.
she is.
All right.
Yeah, we work together well. So.
Good. Well, the next question I always get is, you know, how much does this cost? You know, what is the price going to be? We'll be talking about that with them when they sign everything. But you know, it's also a matter of, you know, how can I pay for these things? And of course, you can privately pay there. But I understand you can use Medicare, you can use the VA pension program, Medicaid, private insurances. Those are all things that can be used there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you know, we always look at what special programs are there. You know, what would you like to highlight as far as special programs? I think you actually hit on part of it earlier when you were talking about, you know, the bingo. We always do, you know, bingo is one of the most important things for seniors. They like to have their bingo, but you know, I think social activities was a big component of what I think you were impressed with.
Yes, and we have room-to-room visits for people who don't like to come out of their rooms. You know, the activity directors or activity personnel will go and talk to them privately. And we have like ice cream carts that go around. They pass stuff to the residents, the hallways. So there's always activities going on.
So on top of all of that, what are the other things that you think set you apart at Beckett House?
Our staff is really great. I've been in healthcare a long time, and this is probably the best facility that I've ever worked in.
Okay.
So yes, the staff and the building itself is laid out, and everybody seems to work together as a team, and that.
And I know it's kind of in a rural environment too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
And that makes it nice. You don't have the hustle and bustle of the city. You know, you can sit outside, and there's a pond. You know, and we have a nice patio area out back.
Sure.
It's fenced in, so yeah, it's a nice place, nice and quiet.
That makes a difference.
Oh, yes.
Well, this is great. I think this has given us a really good feel for what to expect, and you know, thank you so much for coming here today to do this, and for everyone who's watching out there, you know, please be sure to reach out to Tammy if you have questions, and I'm sure she can take care of you. So thanks everyone, and have a great day.